Guilty! The accused was surrendered to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned.
It doesn't matter that you caught a lie if you can't come up with the reasoning behind it. Alright.
Yeah, she lied. So what?
What? But why though? Like, well, that's what we're here. We're here to find out. And someone who's lying is clearly trying to misrepresent the truth for sketchy reasons, Your Honor. Her distance to the crime, so then she'd have to, It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Liar, liar, pants on fire, Your Honor.
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear.
Pants are on fire. And my balls are hot.
The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
The 6-foot wall. The view of the...
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye?
Well, witness?
See, here's what's dumb, but I guess all in due time. How is that photo taken? From behind the chain link fence. Which is why that first answer was what I clicked on, because there was a photo that was produced of her of being on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
So now we have to preemptively call that out, but we're not there yet as to why that photo even fucking exists. You know?
Yeah, the order of things is...
Yeah, so I feel robbed on that first one. I'm, you know?
That might happen.
I feel like, you know, we're moving a little too fast here.
You.
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
I was using my patented K-Dash blackout technique. As well as a Byakuga flash step to get from the security to the B parking lot without actually stepping foot in the A section. It's pretty impressive once you see it. I call Bankai, I pull out my sword, I send Bonzakura.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene.
You see, Your Honor, nowadays I just need to press forward in 3 punches. And then I'm immediately there. It's a lot faster.
But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Now that's comic. That's why I had to go through the visitors.
You're lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up, Your Honor!
The longer the path is, the more crazy she is.
Like, what are we doing? Forget Lana at this point. She's like, oops, no, wait, never mind. I was actually up there, and then I Donovan Bailey'd it. I Usain bolted to B block, you see?
That's quite a detour.
Like, just get in the jail.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Uh-huh.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him.
Yeah, shut up. It doesn't have a 518. Okay. Right.
I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
Okay, and then you took it from B, and then you hopped the fence, and then you restrained her.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Yeah, honestly, can I sit back and observe this clown shoes fucking testimony and just watch it fall off the rails without doing anything? Because I feel like we don't even have to, you know? Please, stack up more things that you did. You heated up the lunch, you hopped the fence without spilling any of the lunch, mind you.
Nope.
You carried all of it with you the entire time. For the love of God, Your Honor. 5 minutes between the witnessing the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could have made pasta in that amount of time. It's if you like al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
No. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony.
Is he going to eat that caviar? Rubber.
The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Kick her ass out! Thank you. Okay.
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright!
That was too close. And Your Honor, when a witness is acting this sussy, can we not just put them immediately in the sus box? Since they were also there at the scene of the crime and their location and alibi can now no longer be corroborated?
But she's bringing the food.
But Phoenix, the foil had the steam on it.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Back to lunch. Hold it!
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense's team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that?
Oh my God, she doesn't want to get down from the stand. She doesn't want to be forgotten in the annals of history forever. Best case scenario, back to lunch forever. Worst case, lock her up. It's another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Nor can we trust you to answer them reliably.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Oh, a triple-decker. Oh, we eating good? Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony to happen today.
God damn it, dude. Ah. Just because they can bring the lunch doesn't mean they're not a criminal. God damn it.
I got 4 of those to eat. All right? Take your
Martha
time.
Stewart, locked up.
She got a good cell.
Paula Dean said the N-word.
Cell a little bit less comfortable.
They can still bring the food.
Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? Witness testimony.
Decisive evidence.
Surprise, surprise.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? What the f...
What?
2 types of blood were found on this shoe. Where did that come from?
Why do you have it?
One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Yeah, can we test this? Like, how do we know any of this is even remotely real?
This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Guys.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
You either stole evidence or made it up and brought it with you. This is crazy.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this?
Okay, and just to run back here for a second. We do have the knife in our possession. It is physically here.
Or everybody has access to it somehow, some way. Yeah.
Who brought it up? It was brought up when we were talking to her or to Edgeworth. I want to say it was brought up when we were talking to her.
Edgeworth, I think, right? To her?
Because,
oh, man, I forget.
Okay.
Because we were talking to Edgeworth, and then you asked, like, is it in our pocket? How did we get the knife?
Yeah, and then he confirms that it belongs to him.
Yeah.
But But I thought that was pressing it with him later on. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. But we do in fact have the piece of evidence. It didn't come from her, basically.
Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed?
Yeah, really?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. What is this, like 5, 6? In any case, Your Honor, I cannot accept this as evidence. What?
Those boyfriends might have tampered with it, just trying to impress her.
You must know the rule. You must know the 2 rules of evidence.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not actually acknowledging the reality for a minute, are we? Is case 5 actually acknowledging reality? We already had the word perjury. Did we learn from the future and come back to the past to make it make sense? I'm gonna cry.
Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Hey, let's go! Holy fuck! Oh my god, we're actually doing this.
In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence.
Now-
At least for the time being.
Now let's not question every other case from earlier in this very same video game.
Yep.
Do not question it.
Yeah.
We just played it.
Yeah.
This is fucking 3 games later, and they're making the 4th, and then they drop this shit in?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way after multiple games, we make an extra story for this.
Incredible. Incredible. That's wild. I can't, yeah. Well, see, actually, this confuses me more, because I had given up on reality and just said we're in fucking clown world.
Yeah.
But now you're telling me that we are kind of, sort of in reality sometimes, and now I'm like, ah, shit. So wait, when does it matter? You know, when do the rules apply? Sometimes the law gets patched.
The rules apply when convenient, Wooly. When convenient. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. And don't question every single case where I pulled some shit out of my pocket at the last second that nobody approved.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Are you gonna update the fucking thing instead?
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Oh my god, she just updated autopsy report Edgeworth, actually.
Wow.
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
But then how would I win my cases, Emma?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding.
I would never prove anyone innocent if I couldn't pull shit out of my ass.
It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
She fucking walked away from the crime scene holding that shit. Victim's shoe added to the court record.
White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Sky.
Well, her hand was injured.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination. Decisive evidence. Yeah, we can't bring that up yet, because it's not yet relevant.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? Like, if we're gonna play along here and continue and not kick your ass off the stand, if the bailiff is not gonna fucking just soccer boot you by the butt out of here, why?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
Your Honor, they just admitted to using tricks. Like, they just admitted they're willing to do whatever it takes to spin the yarn in favor of what they're trying to set up here, regardless of the truth. Let the record show. Your Honor, can we just put a parrot back on the stand? It was way more reliable when we had Polly on the stand.
You can trust the parrot, you know? I don't trust this bird.
Oh, I see what you did there. Sustained. Bars.
Yes!
Subliminals. I approve. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it?
But false testimony is the most despicable of all. Despicable. How could you do such a thing?
The judge says to me, the hypocrisy is the worst part.
You should be truthful on the stand, or else you could be blamed of... Wait, where's that dictionary again? I put a bookmark in there. Perjury. Perjury? Perjury.
You ever see Norm Macdonald in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
No, I didn't see that episode. No.
Yeah, because he's talking about how he's talking to Seinfeld about Cosby. And he's like, oh yeah, another comedian was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, and the worst part is the hypocrisy, He just, after preaching all that and being such a big moral guy, this is what actually happens. And he's like, Norm's like, really? Because I thought the actual rape was the worst part, actually. I thought that was the worst part. I didn't think it was the hypocrisy, but what do I know? Like, fucking
Norm? Oh, gone too soon, man.
God damn it. Most despicable of all in a murder trial.
Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
You wanted your job back. This is straight up the volunteer firefighters starting a fire. Yeah. And running to the scene of the crime being like, oh boy, can I help? Oh man, guys, it's crazy. Except you also are like on the fire side.
Come on. Get wild. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen.
Secret weapons in a murder trial are good. Awesome.
See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the crime scene.
Putting your own fucking prints on it, mind you.
Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's.
So you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
We also got the rhesus factor. That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results.
Oh look, 100% that bitch.
But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Skye's. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that.
This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. This is batshit. This is completely insane.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like their client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
What's happening to each of these meals as she's pulling it out? Like, is she just tossing it up to the bleachers? People are like, yeah!
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
I feel like they're like waiting for one of the like prosecutors to be like, "Joke's on you, I'm into that."
Oh my god.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe?
Yeah, what's the angle here?
The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Oh! Oh! Ho ho!
Rise and shine, Your Honor.
Oh!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about the shoe. Close up. Ha!
Oh!
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection to your objection! Then where are they, Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and we found nothing of the sort.
Yeah, that would have come up before. Order! 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 Well, witness?
What? Huh?
Fourth, fifth, sixth lies a charm, then?
Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh,
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think!
hey, I don't know why it's not there.
Uh-oh.
I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Hold it!
Oh.
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. Bamboozled, even. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Excuse me.
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
Edgeworth is on team, I'm going to get my guilty verdict, but I'm going to have her lose as much HP as possible.
Yeah, he's fighting his own battle right now.
Yeah, it's a complicated battle. It's a very complicated battle. You got to still take out the boss, but there's an ad who's trying to help you, but you have to keep them on the magic pixel. You know? You can't, you want to do as much damage as possible. No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Also, do you regret shitting on my car now? He's going in because of the fucking...
That's what it was all about.
That's what it's all about!
You don't talk shit about my whip. Oh shit. Okay.
Garish. Ghost riding the whip, man.
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. So apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory?
Catch me swerving. In my GNX.
Witness. Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Oh, you don't mean... Oh!
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Yeah, right. Ah!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to raise the telltale signs.
And then it says here that Scruffy the janitor came through and lifted the body, wiped, kept the whole place clean, and then checked out for the day. Scruffy doing what Scruffy gotta do. Like, come on! Oh my god.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Yeah, we were waiting on this. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
Objection! Hold it!
Little girl, what did you just say?
Oh, it's case 1 all over again.
Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Is that corn, beans, and radish?
Huh? I'll eat it. But wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Yet again.
For the love of God.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
No,
Yeah!
a photograph. You got real close.
Oh my god!
You got really, really close.
Yo, we are coughing it all up today. Uh-huh.
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
This is insane. This is completely insane.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Muffler.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind.
You saw it?
The muffler
Yeah.
with something stuck in it?
Yeah.
Or something?
Banana in the tailpipe. Classic. Who's gonna maybe hit me with the banana in the tailpipe?
Was it a muffler in a muffler? Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence. Even without her sister around, the ghost haunts me. Yay! Best haunting ever! And she's watching other cases too. That's great. Are you like... Is your spirit locked in this courtroom?
Or is Phoenix just crazy? He's just seeing things.
It also could be a lack of medication, but that's neither here nor there. We're solving cases.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Okay, who was that?
You heard it. Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Cannot hand out my verdicts in peace anymore. Oh,
Yeah,
you and your evidence and your laws and logic.
I've had it up to here with your rules. Oh, God. Yeah, can't a witness just unfold a photo of the body from right next to it anymore at the last second? Trying to eat my bento.
Whatever it is, can it wait?
The steam's coming off. We're losing heat. No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. It doesn't make me laugh. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence a proper consideration.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later. How about the fact that before the courtroom knew, World Star and Live Leak did? How about the fact that we fucking were the last people to find out about it? Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
Oh. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake.
God.
Oh.
Fine.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Do your thing.
I won't wrongfully convict what's-her-face. Who's a McCall it?
Show the court the problem in this photograph.
I mean...
What is it, huh?
But is that what they want me to point out right now? Or do they want me to point out the shoe? Because, like, we don't, this is not relevant yet. This was the right side of the shoe, right? It's got the same. And it's, yeah, it's, I think it is that. Knife is knife. It's in the chest. It's a single stab wound. Nothing about that is off. His entire outline position is wrong compared to what we saw of the drawing. He looks awfully much more relaxed in a completely different position.
His whole torso was sticking out.
It certainly was. The body was completely moved in a different direction, which is wild because the outline they drew doesn't match the state it's in here, which means you took a photo of the body before it was in its final position, which is crazy, but none of that matters right now. The only thing that does matter is his shoe not being in the water and the black of blood elsewhere. But like, is that gonna follow through? Is that the right logic? Yeah.
Yeah, like what's the shoe? What's the water? What's the muffler?
I mean, the water itself is not inherently bloodied, but I don't think that's the point they're getting at. So, all right, let's see. No.
You sound confident, Phoenix. As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open.
I believe he's trying to say that no one's falling for your bluffs, Mr. Wright. Open your eyes, Mr. Wright. Think scientifically.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright.
Not that you can always load, but...
Oh, they give you another shot. You didn't lose life. Cool.
So then do you want me to point this out right now? The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Okay, so yeah, it's to point out the, yeah, all right.
Oh, wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. Oh. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor.
Did you just piece together the two words?
Well, I said the muffler and the muffler, but like now I'm putting the moment at where it came out.
Because when she said it
on the phone,
yes.
That's the only word that she heard.
Yes.
And that's why she heard it.
Yeah. That's the thing. And so that, but like, I'm just like, oh, are you showing me this? And then we'll get to it later, but don't acknowledge it right now because of video game logic? Or do we just immediately start talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mafra.
Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind.
Yeah, okay. So instead of using the photo to prove, like, what she's saying has a problem with it, you have to use it to contradict something from earlier in the conversation to bring that back up as a point of doubt, as a current talking point. But the actual instance you're being asked to disprove is not being... it's not the direct relevant answer. The photo happens to have something aberrant, which is like, hey, what's that? And that's what we're supposed to redirect our attention to.
And then after we can think about it in that way.
Well, because there's nothing else about the shoe and the blood and the water and the other things we see there that don't line up, except for, of course, the body position, which also makes no sense. But how are you going to call that out, right?
Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
So yeah, you don't actually have the scarf involved. The word muffler was overheard during the call made at 5:18 p.m. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Get her off the stand, Your Honor. For the love of God. Out of her misery. Please.
Seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Yeah.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do have a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
Really?
There's always room.
Pre-breakfast, breakfast, after breakfast.
Pre-lunch bento.
Pre-lunch.
We pre-gaming it. Mm-hmm. He's still hungry.
Small lunch.
Okay. Yeah, alright. I appreciate the introduction of the concept of perjury and the official chain of evidence.
Yeah.
I do like
Finally.
that being mentioned. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway. And it's fine. You could just get away with it no matter how many times.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You know. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Like, the actual suspect, if you're accused, you get 0 leeway. If the witness coughs the wrong way and on their 11th revision of their testimony, they find something that you can't possibly wiggle out of, hanged.
Guilty. Super guilty.